last week. The game against the Lancashire Thunder. Guildford. All these games sort of work their way into each other. So Liz Early will be on winning the toss and deciding to have a bowl first today. Pitch played pretty well last week in that game against the Thunder, and it's going to be Catherine Bryce to get us started with the first ball for Loughborough Lightning. It's tucked away into the left, to short fine leg, and there will be a single as the ball is into the gloves of Amy Jones, who's up to the stumps, and this will bring Bryony Smith onto strike, right-hander, for the first time in this first over. If you're just joining us here on BBC Radio London, good afternoon. Loughborough Lightning winning the toss, deciding to have a bowl first with one ball into this, and the Surrey Stars with a single for Liz Lee off the first ball of the game. As Bryce is in, ball pulled away by Bryony Smith out towards deep backward square, and they'll pick up another single and the Stars move on to two without loss. Two fielders of course allowed outside the fielding first 6 overs, just the two allowed out. Those two are a deep backward square and a deepish mid-wicket, walk-out corner really, away to our left from the pavilion end. As Bryce is in from the right, the off stump, good leg for that. And Liz Lee very respectfully just pushes forward, plays this one out towards extra cover, and Lucy Hyam has her first touch of the ball out there at extra cover. Sound of the trains rattling along the track. Bryce is in once more and playing round that front pad is Liz Lee. Just looked to swing a touch back in that one. From Bryce to Liz Lee, nicely played, just turns it leg side. And the Surrey Stars moving on to three without. Here is the rattling of the train going along the train tracks down there. Beyond the trees. As Bryce is in once more to Bryony Smith. And again, just a little bit of shape back in there, I think, to Bryony Smith, who pushes this one into the leg side, and there's no run once again as the fielding's done by Jenny Gunn in charge this afternoon. St Georgia Alvis. Jenny Gunn in there at mid-wicket as Bryce is in once more. Forward comes Bryony Smith, nicely played. There's no run. Tidy first over that, and one over gone. Three without loss, the Surrey Stars. Here on BBC Radio London, Kia Super League for you once again, and terrific to be here at Guildford. We're on the pavilion roof, this new pavilion here at Guildford, and we've got a fantastic view. It's much better when the weather's good, I have to say, on this roof, because we are al fresco, but today we're blessed with sun and blue skies, so very nice indeed. Tara Norris it will be, left arm seamer, to get us started from the pavilion. Like to up here on the roof. Twitter's probably the best way, at Back and Across on Twitter, if you'd like to get in. As Tara Norris will have a fine leg and a deep backward square as the two fielders outside the fielding circle. Liz gone two. In over the wicket is chipped by Liz Lee over Georgia. It's our first boundary of the game, and nicely played, in complete control of that. Flick of the wrists and chips it straight down the ground and away for our first boundary. With us, nice to hear from you, Steve. Glad you're with us this afternoon. 7 with 8. Norris is in. Liz Lee drives. That's slightly overpitched by Tara Norris and beautifully played by Liz Lee. She comes into this game at 5. Strike rate though is 138, and she looks in terrific nick, coming off the back of that 66 against the Thunder. And first two balls from Norris, one just chipped down the ground, completely in gorgeous square drive through the covers for 4. Liz Lee waits again with bat raised as Norris is into it. A little bit of width, and again Liz Lee just completely fielders on the edge of the circle in the covers, just way past the backward point, and that whistles off for 4 more. So in this over, Liz Ali has moved on to 40 without loss, certainly giving Norwich something to think about. And the move now is to push Georgia Adams, who took a wonderful catch on Tuesday against the Western Storm, down to long. So this would indicate she's going to get... That one was a little short and wide as Norwich is over the wicket. And Liz Ali feels she's missed out there. I think she was shaping up to put 2 minds, and in the end just pushed it. Cover. Slightly surprised that was banged in by Norwich with the field that she's got in the fact that if she's going to defend that leg side boundary, it's not a huge carry for Liz Ali. Very powerful batsman, Liz Ali. As Norwich is over the wicket once again. Fuller of length pull behind more. And Liz Ali here over Tara Norris. I don't think Tara Norris quite sure where to bowl to Liz Ali at the moment. But she's got, as I say, all her fielders on the ring, on the edge of the ring, on the deep backward square and a long on, but that one was on the hip of Liz Ali. And the problem here for Loughborough Lightning is Liz Ali. 4 boundaries in this, the second over, on to 18, and there's still a... Norris once more, left arm over the wicket, runs away from us to Liz Ali, too short again. Forward, straight out to deep backward square. Timed that beautifully, and a good over that for the Surrey Stars. 2 gone, 17 off the over, all off the bat of Liz Ali. Now, to an expensive over that from Tara Norris. Just couldn't quite work out what length to roll. Ali, who's on to strike. Bring Bryce, who will bowl our 3rd over. Good crowd in. Lots of people sat down by hand side, and then along the Woodbridge Road as well. Lots of people sat on white plastic chairs watching away. You can see the Loughborough Lightning squad down there having a little watch. Those that are not playing on white plastic chairs to our right. In, and this one's whipped away by Liz Ali. Oh, and Jenny Gunn, good bit of... and got the throw away just to give Bryony Smith the hurry up at the non-strikers end. Good bit of work that by the Loughborough Lightning's captain. In there at mid-wicket again, the 2 back of, well, Cow Corner square. As over the wicket comes Bryce, and this is swept top edge down towards fine leg. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, not exactly where Liz Ali intended. Runs with fine leg Sarah Glenn on the edge of the circle. Once you get enough bat on that, pretty safe. For 2 more, Liz Ali moves on to 21, and Surrey Stars 22 without loss in this 3rd over. But with fine leg on the edge of the circle, as long as you get enough bat on it, probably going to get away with it. Bryce is in again, right arm nicely bowled, and Liz Ali is forward. Just took a bit of pace off that one, I think. Liz Ali just pushing it straight back up the pitch, and there's no run. Nice thing today is, with the sun out, I think we've the game last week here against a bit windy, apologies for that. Forward goes Liz Ali towards 3rd man, we'll get a couple more as the throw comes in from Kirsty side. So 2 more to Liz Ali, really. And a couple more to her. She moves on to Ours 3rd over here on BBC Radio. Now 24 without loss after being stuck in by Loughborough Lightning. Right. Again, just a little bit of shape back in, I think. By Liz Ali. And Jenny Gunn does the fielding once more. We've got the lovely little barbecue area down to being a very good trade. It's a very nice little barbecue. Bones and deck chairs as delivery pushes this one side, and there's no run. Good. Just the 4 off it after the 2nd over. Quieter over. Bryony Smith's hardly seen the strike in the last 2 overs. but she'll be on strike for the start of this, the fourth over. This here at Gifford. I'm quite enjoying myself just on a couple of beautiful bushes to our left and right, and yes, one to my left, one to my right. As down there below us we are getting a change in bowling. Out of the attack, and Hayley Matthews comes into the attack to bowl her off breaks. So fourth over. Hayley Matthews always bowls in her cap. Her Loughborough Lightning's cap on here. It's after two back, deep mid wicket, and again Georgia Adams down there at long on. Looks like straight away here to Lizelle Lee. To Bryony Smith, apologies, as Bryony from Matthews, it's down the leg side. Nicely taken by Amy Gordon. Behind the sticks. More to the total, 20. Amy Jones, apologies, 25 without loss. Another train rattles along the track as Hayley Matthews round the wicket and pushes straight back down the pitch. And there's now a pretty strong breeze today. She might just hold the ball up a touch here for Hayley Matthews, sort of coming into the breeze. It might just hold that ball up a touch. Gave that one a lot of air, did Matthews. Round the wicket once again. Oh dear, that is very short and very quick. And waiting for this one is Bryony Smith. Just helps it into the leg side. Pick up meant to be the quicker one, but it wasn't terribly subtle from Hayley Matthews. And Bryony Smith picks up a couple more runs. We'll move on to 27 without loss in the fourth over, the Surrey Stars. Settled again as Bryony Smith over her bat on 3. As Hayley Matthews is in, and this one's tucked leg side, straight into Jenny. And there is no run. Nicely bowled by Hayley Matthews. A horrible feeling that Rory Burns might be out in the Test match. Hayley Matthews bounces in once more, comes round the wicket. This one's tossed up and pushed down the ground again by Brian. From Hayley Matthews. Yes, I think Rory Burns has gone in the Test. It's difficult to see everything up here with the sun out on the old computer. But yes, I think Rory Burns is out in the Test match. As round the wicket once again goes Matthews, and this one's tucked away into the leg side by Bryony Smith. Will get a wicket, get a single out there. And that'll be one more to the total. One more to Bryony Smith. She moves on to 4th over, 20. Surrey Stars, and then on to strike comes Lizelle Lee. 3. Interesting to see where she goes here. Behind up that leg side boundary, I'd have thought. It's forward, hitting the pads, looking to work. Lee, but tidy over that from Matthews as that hits the pad, rolls away, and there's no run. 4 gone, and just the 4 off that over. And Surrey Stars 28 without loss. There'll be a change in the batting order today for the Stars with no Sarah Taylor in the side. Batting at 3 has been in good form. Sarah Taylor for the Stars so far, leading the averages with 79, but not playing in this game today. Now I think we're getting the captain into the attack. To the attack down there from the railway end of the ground. Amy Jones will be up to the stumps. Bryony Smith on strike. His gun is in. Oh, and that's hammered by Bryony Smith. Flinging herself to her left was Lucy Heim. I don't think she got anything on it. But it's hammered by Bryony Smith to her left. But I don't think she actually got anything on that. And for 4 runs for Bryony Smith, her first boundary. Starved of the strike in these first 5 to 8, and Stars move on to 32 without it. And this one's punched off the back foot by Bryony Smith, straight in there to extra cover, and Jamari Atapatu does the fielding. Got a deep backward square and a long off Jenny Gunn. nicely against Western Storm. Jenny Gunn took all the pace off it on a very... He's in once more, and this one's for 6. I think lovely shot over long on by Brian. And Jenny Gunn looking to just go length delivery. Bryony Smith has just swung it down the ground and over long. Right from Bryony Smith, moves on to 14. Good bit of batting that. Gunn is in once more, goes back of the length, and this is pushed by Bryony Smith into the leg side, and Hayley Matthews does the fielding, but that was a lovely clean swing of the bat from Bryony Smith. And over long on for 6, especially with mid on up, but long off out. As Gunn is in once more, and this one's short, and this is going to be that Bryony Smith was looking to cut, and it's gone straight up in the air, and Atapatu will take a simple catch in there at cover. So after the 6, Bryony Smith has gone, and she'll be a little disappointed with the horse again, and probably just came back at her return. Has the first wicket, and Bryony Smith goes for 40. 38 for 1, and Marizanne Cap will bat at 3 for Surrey Stars in this game with no Sarah Taylor. Yes, Bryony Smith and the Surrey Stars in the 5th over, 38 for 1. Looking to go over the top of the covers, I think, there, and just toe-ended it. Went straight up in the air, and very simple catch for Atapatu, who took it very tidily there at cover. So Jenny Gunn with the first wicket. Marizanne Cap will be on strike because they didn't cross. 38 for 1, the Stars. Marizanne Cap, right-hander, batting at 3 in this game. Has only had the 1 inning so far in the comp and made 5. As forward she comes, the right-handed Cap, and pushes this one out into the... No run. End of the over. Good one from Jenny Gunn. Yes, there was a 6 and 10 off the over, but also of Bryony Smith. So 38 for 1. But Marizanne Cap's just a competition. Made 5. Hayley Matthews, it will be to continue below us from this pavilion end of the ground. And up on our roof, as I say, we've got the lovely potted plants. I'm not quite sure what these flowers are. They're white. Some variety of foliage. Very nice. But then it's just me up here on the roof. Very pleasant it is, with the sun out, blue sky, white fluffy clouds across Woodbridge Road. Very nice indeed. And Hayley Matthews over, coming into Liz Ali, short, and Liz Ali paddles this straight down towards short fine leg. There is no run. We got away with that, Hayley Matthews, in the fact she's only got the deep mid-wicket. So she's got fine leg on the edge of the circle and just behind square on the leg side on the edge of the circle. Got a deep mid-wicket and a long on mine. As Matthews is round the wicket again and swept by Liz O'Leary and dropped at short fine leg. It was travelling, but it's a chance, and it's Liz O'Leary. Fine leg, I think it's Sarah Glenn there, got hands to it, sort of tipped it up over the bar, really. A life for Liz Ali. You don't want to be dropping Liz Ali. She's picked up a couple of runs, moves on to 25, 40 for 1 in this 6th over. Sarah Glenn got both hands to it. Round the wicket goes Matthews again, tosses this one up to Liz Ali, that's nicely bowled. Matthews and the ball whistles in over, and there is no run. I believe it can just there with just 1 out on the leg side, holding it up on the breeze a touch is Hayley Matthews. This is pushed by Liz Ali out into the covers. Hyam comes and there is no run. Woodbridge Road busy, away to our right. Famous the toughest one to get in and out of in the country, I think, as Hayley Matthews is in once more. This is tossed up. Oh, gone! Stumped! Lovely bit of bowling. Liz just drifted past that outside edge with a very nice piece of work. The bails, and Liz Liga dropped, and not too much damage done because she goes in the same over, neatly and tidily stumped by Amy Jones. Liz Lee goes for 25, and Surrey Stars will have to start again. Out in the space of 2 overs. In the power play, 40 for 2, but nice bit of bowling that. Please a touch from Hayley Matthews. And Liz Lee just overbalancing. Amy Jones doing that. Sibber. Just joining us, good afternoon to you from the roof on BBC Radio London. We're in the 6th over of this Kia Super Loughborough Lightning, and Loughborough Lightning winning the toss, sticking Surrey in. We're in the 6th over, as I say, and Surrey are 40 for 2. Bryony Smith caught off the bowling of Jenny Gunn for 14, and Liz Lee has just gone, stumped off the bowling of Hayley Matthews for 25, included 17 in the second over with 4 boundaries at 25. So Nat Siver, Surrey Stars captain, out there in the middle, averaging in the comp. That's round the wicket then is Matthews. First ball for the right hand is Siver. She's tugging this off the back foot straight up the ground to Georgia Adams at mid-on. That's the end of the power play. And, well, both openers gone, just 2 off that over from Hayley Matthews. Good one, that from Hayley Matthews. And bar the second, hard work for the Surrey Stars batters so far. So power play done and dusted. So now Lightning can get 5 outside the circle, and it's going to be Sarah Glenn to bowl our 7th over from the railway end. And it'll be Marizanne Cap on strike with her captain Nat Siver down there at the non-striker's end. Now the field will be long off, long on now, long off, long on. Deep mid-wicket, deep backward square. And then 4 in the covers on the edge of the circle. And fine leg on the edge of the circle as well. As in comes Glenn with her leg breaks, and this one's turned by Marizanne Cap. And they will pick up a single. Glenn has picked up 5 wickets in the competition so far. Best of 2 for 13. 41 for 2. Marizanne single. That brings Nat Siver on to strike for the first time. For Nat Siver, mid-on. Glenn is in, and Siver gets a shorter ball, pushes this into the offside, takes the single as the throw comes in from Bryce. And it was tight, because it bounced nicely into that right-hander, Bryce. Had a shy at the stumps at the bowler's end. If that had hit, that would have been interesting. As it is, it missed, and Siver's off the mark with the single. Glenn tosses this one up. Break back down the pitch on the bump ball. Crowd catch there. Nicely bowled though, but no run. Glenn right arm over the wicket again. This one's short and punched down the ground off the back foot by Matt. Pick up another single down to long on. 1 more to catch. She moves on to 2. 43 for 2 now, the Surrey Stars. Back onto strike comes Nat Siver. They're going to push a sweeper out onto the cover rope. Now, Patu goes roll on the cover rope as Glenn's in. Down the pitch goes. Drills this up towards mid-on. There's no run. Nice use of the feet there from Nat Siver, just dancing down the pitch and then checking it up towards mid-on. Glenn once more is in, over the wicket to Siver. Siver's down the ground. This one to mid-on and scrambles a single. For a minute there I thought she was going to... She was quite to the pitch about Nat Siver. But from Glenn, her first, and just 4 off it. So if you take out the 17 in that second over, which I know you can't do, but if you did, 27 for 2. So other than that second over, this has been quite hard work so far for the Surrey Stars. few more spectators just coming into the ground and making their way down to their seats down there at the railway end. Lots of cars parked down there. That's the car park. Kirsty Gordon into the attack to bowl our 8th though on the pavilion end of the ground, but it's a good crowd in today. Lovely to see. Utilising the deck chairs down to our left hand side. Now Georgia Adams is being brought up from long on to mid on, and they're going to pop Tara Norris down at long off, sweeper on the cover rope. What do we got on the leg side? Deep backward square and a deep mid wicket. And Amy Gordon getting ready to come into Nat Sivert, bowling a left arm spin round the wicket first up, and this is checked into the offside by Nat Sivert, nicely bowled by Amy Gordon. Absolutely no room there for Nat Sivert. To the back foot outside the leg stump, and then just had to punch it away into the covers, and Hyam doing the fielding. Jones behind the stumps, lots of encouragement from Amy Jones behind the sticks. Bounces in once again. Kirsty Gordon, left arm round the wicket, and this one's pulled off the front foot by Shiver, straight up to Georgia Adams at mid-on, who gets the throw into Kirsty Gordon. They'll pick up a single. One more to Nat Siver, she moves on to 3. Stars moving on to 45 for 2 in this 8th over. Sound of a siren going off somewhere. For area. I'll try and find some other scores for you in a moment, if I can. This one's tossed up by Gordon, caps forward. Is this one out towards extra? There is no run. Once again, Amy Gordon round the wicket to Marizanne Cap, and Cap's back on her stumps, pushing this one down towards long on. Will stroll a single. That's nicely played by Marizanne Cap. That'll be one more to the total. Elsewhere in the Kia, Yorkshire Diamonds are 35 for 1 against Western Storm in the 6th over, and then tonight the Southern Vipers take on the Lancashire Thunder down at Hove. Round the wicket goes Gordon once more, tossed up to Nat Sivert. Nat Sivert pushes this one straight back down the pitch, but again, nice over this. Gordon at the moment, and England won test match, so a bit of a collapse after lunch for England. Gordon left arm round the wicket once more to Sivert, and Siver's forward and sensibly played, just pushes this one down towards long off. We'll take another single on that Sivert, but a tidy over from Kirsty Gordon, her first, just 3 off it, 47 for 2. The Surrey Stars. 3 to Marizanne Cap, 4 to Nat Sivert. Yeah, I'm just trying to see what that's all I can get is 1. I've just lost another one, so 136 for 5 England. They're in the test at Lords, at least it's not raining. Sarah Glenn to continue with her leg breaks from the ground. And it'll be Nat Sivert on strike. 47 for 2, 9th over. Glenn is in, and Sivert has a lovely bit of bowling. Googly didn't whip it leg side in the end. Really trying to get something on it. Was it inside edge? It was, but that's a lovely bit of bowling from Glenn. Just skidded on a touch to Nat Sivert. Little inside edge saved her there. Picks up a couple of 49 for 2. The Stars, as Glenn is in once more. Sivert's down the pitch and then respectfully straight back up the pitch. Lovely control from Glenn here. Wearing number 16, Sarah Glenn, as over the wicket she comes, and that shorter cut by Sivert, and it's past the diving Hyam on the edge of the circle at third man. So first boundary for Nat Sivert, quickly jumped onto the back foot, and Hyam flung herself to her right, and Sivert moves on to 10, and the 50 comes up for the Stars in the 9th over. 53 for 2, the Surrey Stars. Stuck in by Loughborough Lightning, as over the wicket is Glenn once more, and This one's pulled straight back up the pitch by Nat Sibber. Glenn gets hands to it. It hits the stumps at the bowler's end. Was safely home, hadn't lurked out of her crease there. Shout would have gone up for a run out. Glenn over the wicket to Flea, just opens the face, drops this one down towards that short third man, which again is Hyam. And Lucy Hyam tumbling stop. But again the googly just coming back a touch at Nat Sibber, nicely bowled by Glenn. One more to the total. Sibber's on to 11, 54 for 2. Marizan right-handed waits for Glenn. That's too short. This will be pulled by Marizan Cap down the ground. Marizan Cap, but again it's a very tidy over. 9 overs gone for the Stars. 54 for 2. One good thing in the Stars scoreboard at the moment is they're laying a bit of a platform. To an extra singles just suddenly crept onto the scoreboard from nowhere. There's a chat between Marizan Cap and Nat Sibber. Kirsty Gordon hands her cap in and gets ready to start her second over of this Surrey Stars innings. Long off, long on, deep mid-wicket. Gordon's in. This is straight down the ground. It's a good-looking shot from Cap for 6. Lovely shot from Marizan Cap. Over long on, even with Georgia Adams there. Georgia Adams has ended up just watching it go into the Loughborough Lightning squad who are watching on the white plastic chairs to our right. But gorgeous shot from Marizan Cap. Lovely use of the feet. Didn't try and hit it too hard. Clipped it down the ground for 6 as Gordon's in and Cap's forward. It's really tight this, but it squirts into the leg side. She'll pick up a single as Jenny Gunn comes round to do the fielding. One more to Marizan Cap. She moves on to 11, 62 for 2. Couple of sixes in this Surrey Stars innings now. Bryony Smith with 1 and Marizan Cap with 1. That Sibber just waits for the field to settle. They go to sweep on the cover rope for Sibber. As Gordon is into her, tosses this one upward, leg side by Nat. The fielding. Busy in there at short mid-wicket. Jenny Gunn this afternoon, captaining Loughborough Lightning today is Jenny Gunn. Kirsty Gordon bounces in once again. Left arm round the wicket to the right-handed Sibber. That's short and pulled by Sibber and Georgia Adams. And throw comes in, one bounce over the top of the stumps. As I say, took an absolutely brilliant. Georgia Adams on Tuesday at Bristol. 63 for 2. Sibber moves on to 12. Marizan Cap comes back onto strike on 11. They're just Amy Jones moving Georgia Adams a little straighter there at long on. As Gordon is in to Cap, and Cap works leg side, pick up a single. Georgia Adams comes sprinting in off that long on boundary. Total. More to Marizan Cap. She moves on to 12, 64 for 2. In this, the 10th of their 20 overs. The Surrey Stars. And Sibber just checking where all the Lightning fielders are, and then ready again as Gordon tosses this one up. That's nicely bowled by Gordon, because there's a big back lift there for a moment from Nat Sibber. I was thinking you're going down the ground, and then wasn't quite there. Point for the Surrey Stars here on BBC Radio London, 64 for 2. The Stars in the sun of Guildford. Very nice it is here at Guildford today after the horrible weather of yesterday. Very nice to have the sun out. And I don't know if you've seen any pictures from Lord's Day in the men's test, but wonderful scenes. Ruth Strauss Foundation, everybody in red. Wonderful stuff there at Lord's today. Sarah Glenn from the railway end of the ground to bowl our 11. Marizan Cap is on strike and slog sweeping straight down the ground to long on and will go. So Marizan Cap looking for another big one straight down the ground. Tara Norris with the catch down there, hardly had to move. And And Marizanne Kappa just hit a lovely 6 in the previous over, but that one straight down the ground, down on one knee to, and well, has to slowly make her way back. Sarah Glenn to the piece, and Marizanne Cap goes for 12.60. Wicket that for Loughborough Lightning in the 11th over. Marizanne Cap would be a bit disappointed with that. Quite sure she needed to be doing. Takes her way out into the middle to join Nat Siver. So Nat Siver, Van Neerkerk coming together for a little chat. Yes, slammed it down the ground, and Tara Norris hardly had to move down there at long on. Took it very safely. So nicely bowled that by Sarah Glenn. Very bowling this from Sarah Glenn. As the music, I think that was Beyonce going round the ground here at Guildford. And Neerkerk taking her guard, right-handed batter. And Neerkerk waits as this one's tossed up by Glenn, and forward goes Van Neerkerk to her first ball, pushes away out towards short extra cover, and there is no run. Spins the ball in her fingers once again, does Glenn. Over the wicket she comes. This one's driven by Van Neerkerk into straight to extra cover. So we're seeing here with the spinners, it's pretty tough. If you've got to take the punt of going down the ground. Stop. Glenn's in again, gives this a lot of air, and Van Neerkerk turns leg side. Single for Van Neerkerk, that takes the Stars onto 65 for 3. And Siver, the captain, comes back onto strike on 12. So much experience. Nat Siver, of course, was here early today having a net. As this one is tossed up by Glenn, using her feet is Siver, and then just checks the ball straight back to Sarah Glenn, and again there's no run. This is lovely controlled bowling from Sarah Glenn. She's very confident at the moment. Here goes Nat Siver using her feet, drills it back down. Work again off her own fielding. That's a good over. Wicket and just a single, just tying the Stars up, and 65 for 3. The Surrey Stars now after 11 of their 20. Kirsty Gordon looks like she'll be continuing from the pavilion end. I wonder when skipper Jenny Gunn will think about bringing Tara Norris back into the attack. First over went for 17, but might not be a bad time now. 2 fresh batsmen. Well, Siver's been out there at 5 overs on 12, but Van Neerkerk has only just come to the crease. I think she's going to have to find a couple more overs from Norris. Jenny Gunn. Waiting over her back then is Van Neerkerk, as Gordon left arm round the wicket. Van Neerkerk's reverse sweeping's got something on this. Quite sure what it was, but she'll get a single. Almost punched that. Yeah, I think it was glove. Almost punched it away for a single. That'll take Van Neerkerk onto 2 and move the Surrey Stars onto 66 for 3. Brings Nat Siver back onto strike. Siver, a surveyor of the field. A really large lorry goes along the Woodbridge Road to our right as Siver's down the pitch looking to drive again. Now that's 3 consecutive shots like that now. 2 in the last over off Sarah Glenn, and 1 here against Kirsty Gordon, looking to use her feet and go down the ground. That's Siver. Georgia Adams is at mid-on, no long on. As goes outside her leg stump and then pulls, looking for long on, but Georgia Adams is round to do the fielding, and they will pick up a single. It's exactly what she was intending there, though. Nat Siver trying to go down to long on with mid-on up. Oh, it's like being at the cinema, this. So someone's just going round offering out ice cream to buy. As reverse sweeping, once again is Van Neerkerk, but that's very good work from Atta Batu, getting around quickly to do the fielding. apologies, Hayley Matthews getting around quickly to do the fielding, and there's no one. But I'm old enough to remember when you could buy an ice cream in the interval at the cinema. We used to have intervals in the film, and that lady is going around selling ice creams now. As this is swept, orthodox sweep this time by Van Neer. Behind square, and that whistles away for 4 runs. First boundary for on to 6. 70 in the 12th over. On a day like today, you do a roaring trip, but that used to be in the old days, in the movies. You used to get an interval. As this one's tossed up, driven by Van Neerkerk into extra cover, and Hyam will do the fielding. Left then for the Surrey Stars. They're 71 for 3 here at Guildford. 6 off that over. And this I think is a very good move from the 2 kids down to our left. I'm just watching them, just nipping out now to get themselves a tub of vanilla ice. Excellent manoeuvring that from those 2 kids down to our left. So Sarah Glenn continuing. Siver on strike on 13, 8 overs. Glenn with their leg breaks is into Siver, who's pulling down the ground. Just dropped in from Glenn, and again, as we saw with Georgia Adams in the last over, mid-on, he's on the edge of the... So that's the area that Nat Siver's targeting. Looking to go down to long on to anything short, across the line, but deliberately played that by Nat Siver, who's 5 for 3. Glenn is over the wicket once more, tosses this one up, and Siver will go down to long on. 1 bounce for 4, I think. Down to long on now. Siver's made it perfectly clear what her intention is, and that one danced down. Did it? Yep, and off goes Tara and Orange. So that experiment didn't last. Well, it lasted 2 balls. As Siver's on to 21. Glenn didn't. Nicely bowled by Glenn. Right. The end just had to push it straight back up the pitch. And Sarah Glenn doing the fielding off front. Apologies for that, and this one's tucked into the... This is brilliant batting if they get back. Hayley Matthews has got 3 to do the fielding, and that will be 1 more. Just bunted into the leg side and come back. That was good from Matthews, got up there very, very good. The strike comes Van Neerkerk. Van Neerkerk, it's very well fielded down there at backward point by Catherine Bryce, diving the right hand side. If that had got underneath her, for 4 more. Van Neerkerk waits once again as this one she's cutting and straight into Atapatu in there at extra cover. End of the over. It's been a good spell that of Marizanne cap for 12. And 80 for 3, the Surrey Stars. So 9 off that. And we've got 7 overs of the Stars innings remaining. And Siver has 22. And 6 to Van Neerkerk. Now it's going to be Hayley Matthews. Hayley Matthews has bowled a couple of overs already. They're just coming back into the attack now, with her off breaks from the pavilion end. Just see the top of Guildford Cathedral distance, and then behind us is the newly constructed YMCA. It's very exciting. So long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square. As Nat Siver, those are the 4 outside the circle, waits over her bat as Matthews is in, and Siver gets a full toss, and before she's missed out a bit here, swung it straight along the carpet out to Jenny Gunn at deep mid-wicket, either side of Jenny Gunn, and for 4 runs, 80 for 3. Nat Siver moves on, 81 for 3, apologies. Nat Siver moves. Hayley Matthews, right on round the wicket, bowling off breaks, very good. soft stop in there by Sarah Glenn at short fine leg, because that took a horrible back. Managed to get both hands to it and pick up another single. And Nearkirk moves on to 7, 82 for 3. Matthews comes back over the wicket now. Quicker, and that Siver tucks it leg side. Good bit of bowling that from Hayley Matthews. Kirsty Gordon tumbling away to her right, and there's no run, but fizzed that one in a bit quicker. Hayley Matthews gets ready again as Matthews comes over the wicket. And that Siver's swing, and did she gone stump? She has. That's a lovely bit of work by Amy Jones. Bowling that, and Nat Siver's very cross. Comes down the pitch. She was looking to go towards Cow Corner and missed it, and a very Jones behind the stumps. And Surrey Stars are just in danger here of losing their way in this innings. And Nat Siver goes, but Matthews, her second stumping off her bowling. Got Liz Lee stumped by Jones, and that was a gorgeous bit of key. Jones, very quick hands. And that Siver goes for 23, 82 for 4, but she's very cross with that. And that Siver, 14th over, looking to go down the pitch. Nice piece of bowling, nice bit of flight from Hayley Matthews, but a lovely bit of work by Amy Jones behind the stumps. Really good from Amy Jones. English Grandstone makes her way up. English Grandstone. Opportunity here for her. There's still, what have we got? Another 6 overs after this. Still time to bat for Grandstone. Matthews, a couple of stumpings off her bowling today. Very nice stuff from Hayley Matthews. So Cranstone, there's a little survey of the field. Deep mid wicket, long on, long off. Sweeper on the cover rope before outside. As Matthews round the wicket to Cranstone, and Cranstone looks to nudge one down towards short third man. Gets nothing on it. Jones takes it neatly and tidily, moving away to her left hand side. Bit of extra bounce there, I think. That delivery from Hayley Matthews. Cranstone waits once again. Tossed up. Cranstone will work his leg side. A bit of skates have run out. Cranstone is run out second ball. Well, she hesitated, and there was a bit of a mix-up, and the throw came in. And then Hayley Matthews, well, demolished the stumps, but Cranstone goes second ball, and as I say, Stars are in danger here of losing their way. And Cranstone run out second ball. It's 82 for 5 now in the 14th over. The Surrey Stars, Hayley Cranstone. That Laura Marsh will make her way out to the middle. Big hesitation from Van Neerkerk. Not sure there was ever a run there, really. The throw was whistled in, and Matthews demolished the stumps. That was the end of the 14th over. Last ball of the 14th, so it's a good over that for Loughborough Lightning. Just 2 runs off it. The wicket from that Siver and the run out of Hayley Cranstone. Bit of work here for the Surrey Stars to do. Laura Marsh and Van Neerkerk, of course, are very experienced players. Going to need that now, and Jenny Gunn, experienced bowler, will come back into the attack. The captain down there at the railway end of the ground. 82 Stars. Lightning have just kept picking up wickets at the right times here. Just as the Stars look right, we're going to get away from Lightning, they picked up a wicket. Laura Marsh, right-handed first ball, is pushed down towards backward point. Gunn and Marsh know each other extremely well. Played a lot of cricket together, of course, in England colours. Now going head-to-head. As I say, Stars could do with a few runs here from Laura Marsh. Neerkirk's down at the non-strikers end. Guns in, Marsh pushes forward, can't find a run. Fielded done by Catherine Bryce. Moving round to her right-hand side. All four back on the leg side rope. So cover ring and then four back on the leg side boundary rope for Jenny Gunn, protecting Dapjune Wharf. As over the wicket once again is Gunn. And this is cut by Marsh. That's good placement between the back. And that'll run away for four. So even with that ring of four, it's nice. Hit the gap. And whistles away to the rope for 4 runs. Off the mark with about for 5. Surrey Stars now in the Surrey men's team in action tonight. Back at the Kiro against the Sussex Sharks in the T20 Blast. Over the wicket once again is Gunn. Marsh turns, leg side, now they might. No, just need a single. Marsh puts a hand up straight away. Jenny Gunn pursued that. One more to Marsh. One for 5. Another siren goes off along the Woodbridge Road. Busy along. They have 3 colours of buses in Guildford. Blue, I think red and an orangey colour as well. Not sure what each one does. As Gunn is into Van Niekerk. But out towards Atapatu. He does the fielding there at cover. And there is no run. Jenny Gunn marches back down to the top of her mark down there at the railway end. Over the wicket once more comes Gunn, and this one just jumped a bit, hooked a bit on Van Niekerk. Was shaping up to drive that, and then bottom hand came out towards the covers. Good over that from Jenny Gunn. Stage is what you're looking for, and 5 overs remaining. 15 have gone. 87 for 5 now. The Stars. As I say, Lightning have just picked up wickets at just the right time. Surrey Stars innings. England are 150 for 6 against Australia in the men's test at Lords. And in the other game in the Kia Super League, England are 82 for 2 in the 12th over against Western Storm. So Atapatu coming into the attack. Shamari Atapatu into the attack for the first time today. I'm not sure they're going to use Norris again now after that expensive over of 17. So I think they've worked out, Lightning, very quickly that spin is the way forward, and pace off again today as Atapatu's first ball from round the wicket is turned leg side by the right-handed Laura Marsh. She'll pick up a Marsh moves on to 6, 88 for 5, the Surrey Stars. Van Niekerk comes back onto strike on 7. Rattles along the tracks across the bridge behind. Good drives, doesn't tie this dear Tara Norris straight through her legs at mid-off. They're going to nick a couple here. That was not the best bit of fielding that Tara Norris will ever do. She puts an apologetic hand up towards Atapatu. 2 more to the total, 2 more to Van Niekerk, who moves on to 9 now. Round the wicket once more then is Atapatu, and Van Niekerk, that one's almost medium pace from Atapatu, who then, trying to field the ball, falls over Laura Marsh down there at the non-striker's end. And there is no run. 90 for 5. Now Atapatu's going to switch to come over the wicket to the right-handed Van Niekerk. Van Niekerk gets one and swings it. That's huge. That is absolutely huge from Van Niekerk. That's into the car park. Behind. Oh, lovely swing of the bat. Quicker again from Atapatu, just swung down the ground for 6. Timely 6 that. And Van Niekerk moves on to 15. Made a lovely noise out the middle of her bat. And Georgia Adams just watched that one soar, as I say, into the car. Big old hit that. Atapatu around the wicket once again. This is medium pace, really, isn't it? Van Neerkirk out towards extra cover. Myatt will do the fielding. One more to Van Neerkirk. Handy 16 this from Van Neerkirk. On to strike comes Laura. The best score so far in the comp. He batted it once though so far. As this one's hitting the thigh guard of Laura Marsh. A quick single, but there isn't one there. End of the over. Better one for the Surrey Stars. 16 gone. 10 off that over, so 4 left for the Surrey Stars. They'll be looking up around the 120 here, I would have thought, with 4 overs remaining, if they can get there, that is. And at the moment, they're finding runs at the right time. Catherine down there at the railway end of the ground. To Mike, going along the Woodbridge Road somewhere nearby. As I say, I was explaining to Scott Reed, who was with us for the Lancashire Thunder game last week, that the garage away to our right he wants to get out of. Once you get in it, you can get stuck in. It looks a little garage. It looks like it shouldn't be difficult to get out of, but as I say, there for weeks. Trying to get out onto the road once you've filled up with whatever you're filling up. Bryce is up on the toes of Van. Collision between Bryce and Laura Marsh stops the single. As Van Neerkirk was just looking to turn that one into the leg side. Marsh with a little bit of a collision, nothing in it. With Bryce just turned around and headed back to the safety of the lawn. Bryce right arm over the wicket to Van Neerkirk. That is a lovely, lovely shot from Van. In any form of the game, that's a gorgeous shot. Proper cricket shot, that. Just a lovely drive all along the carpet, through the covers, gave herself a bit of room outside the leg stump and then drove gorgeously. And is greeted with George Ezra. And the 100 comes up, 101 for 5. It's her highest score now of the competition this season. As all she'll go here though, looking to lay back and cut. And this one straight to Atapatu. And we saw that with Bryony Smith off Jenny Gunn. And again, just as it looked like the Surrey Stars were going to break, the Lightning come up with another good wicket and well-timed wicket. And Bryce with it. And Van Neerkirk has to go. And it is 101 for 6 now. The Surrey 17th over. But again, just as it looked like Van Neerkirk was about, the Lightning pick up a wicket. So Maddie Villiers makes her way out to the middle to join Laura Marsh. Atapatu has a second catch there on the edge of the circular cover. Punch of gloves between Maddie Villiers and Laura Marsh. A piece of music being played that I have no idea what it is, but it sounds very modern to me. As Maddie Villiers doing a touch of gardening. And then will settle herself down over her bats. Just had the one inning so far in the 4 games. Of course, one was abandoned. And yet to score a run, not out in her 1 innings so far. In the 4th game of this campaign for the Surrey. Bryce is in to Villiers, and Villiers' first run of the comp, turning this one this summer into the leg side and off the mark straight away. Maddie Villiers moves on to 1. Stars move on to 102 for 6. Laura Marsh comes back on to strike here to Catherine Bryce. Marsh right-handed, waits for Bryce as over the wicket she comes. That's a very loopy delivery, taking all the pace off it is Bryce. And Marsh can only push that one straight back up the pitch. And there's absolutely no pace on that delivery. Catherine Bryce. Marsh waits once again. Bryce is over the wicket to her. That's wide outside the off stump, driven on the edge of the circle, and there is no run. Terrific from Bryce at this stage. 17 overs gone, just 5 runs off it, and the wicket. Van Niekerk 102 for 6 then, the Surrey Stars. Kirsty Gordon comes back into the attack down below us from the pavilion end. So 3 overs remaining for the Surrey Stars. At around about 120 is what they'd have been aiming for. A few overs ago. Well, they're 18 runs away from that. 3 overs remaining. 120 to 130. I think we'll be competitive on this surface. There's no pace to it whatsoever. So, Kirsty Gordon, left arm round the wicket, and driving it, Maddie Villiers, thickest edge, down towards backward point. Oh, there's a horrible mix-up. They're both ending up at the same end, and then Villiers gets home, and after all of that excitement, there's no run. But at one point, Villiers and Marsh were both running towards the bowler's end. And, well, somehow they've got away with that. There wasn't a run. It's a terrible piece of running, though. 102 for 6. As down the pitch goes Villiers, using her feet and tucking it down towards Georgia Adams at long on. They'll pick up a single. One more to the total. Villiers moves on to 2. 103 for 6. Laura Marsh, 6 not out. Kirsty Gordon, round the wicket she comes to Marsh. Short ball pulled by Marsh, and wicket. Hayley Matthews makes that all look very easy, just comes gracefully round and then picks the ball up and whips it in. One bounce over the top of the stumps, one more to the total, 104 for 6. Back onto strike comes Maddie Villiers. Down the pitch goes Maddie. Shot, driving away through the covers for 4. Again, 4 on the edge of the circle, no sweeper on the cover rope. Gorgeous use of the Villiers, and then a handsome drive through the covers and away for 4. Lovely bit of cricket that from Maddie Villiers. And she moves on to 6. 108 for 6 as Gordon's in, and now the reverse sweep is out. Well played. Atapatu will slide and get back for 2. It's good stuff this from Maddie Villiers. Moves on to 8. 110 for 6. Extremely talented cricket. Lovely drive, and then the reverse. Waits again. Now they're gonna get an extra fielder in the cover. Guns moving in, so they're gonna everybody round to their left in the covers. Huge space in the leg side now. Chips this one straight back, and Gordon drops it. So down the pitch and hits straight back at Gordon. I think Gordon's okay. I think it almost went through her hands and hit her on the cap, but it's a life there for Maddie Villiers. 18 overs gone. He's Gordon, it's still another wicket there. 6 then, 2 overs remaining. Surrey Stars, and it's going to be Catherine Bryce to bowl the 90 from the pavilion end of the ground. Runs today: Bryony Smith 14, Liz Ali 25, Marizan Cap 12, Natsiva 20. At 20, you know what I'm going to say? Got starts, but nobody's gone on for the Surrey Stars. Villiers on 9. Bryce from the railway end. Right arm over the wicket. Into the leg side. Doesn't really get hold of it. A single. Or 2. Maddie Villiers moves on to 10. 112 for 6. Laura Marsh back on to strike on 7. Over the wicket comes Bryce to her, and Laura Marsh swings her leg side. Just be a single. Move on to 8. Scoreboard's completely stopped here. And that should be 113 for 6 now. Maddie Villiers coming back onto strike. There you go, 113 for 6. Maddie Villiers back onto strike on 10. Marsh has moved on to 8. Over the wicket once more comes Bryce to Maddie Villiers. Swing and a miss from Maddie Villiers. They should get a single. They will get a single. One more to the total. Leg byes. The signal. 114 for 6 now. Another siren goes off along the Woodbridge Road. Busy day on the Woodbridge Road. Glad I've got the drain here. Laura Marsh, 8 not out. As over the wicket then goes Bryce, and Marsh cuts. And it's a very good stop in there at backward point by Hyam. It's good work. If that had got past her, that would have been probably away for 4. It's a very good bit of work. Somebody in the break as well should. The rope down to our right has been pushed back by. It's not. Well, it's sticking out at completely the wrong angle at the moment. That rope. So that needs to be straightened up in the break. 115 for 6. Maddie Villiers waits again as Bryce is over the wicket to her. That's full toss, swung down the ground by Maddie Villiers. Just a single. Norris does the fielding. One more to the total. One more to Maddie Villiers, who's on to 11. 116 for 6. So pretty tidy over this from Bryce at this stage of the innings. Just the 5 runs off it so far. Laura Marsh on strike as Bryce is in. Marsh swings it in the air, down towards the long on, and will go. Good catch. Very good catch from Tara Norris. Her second one, just kept her feet inside the boundary rope. And Marsh having to try and get on with it. Swinging it down the ground to long on. And Norris with a very safe catch. It's an interesting afternoon in the field. And Bryce has a second wicket. Laura Marsh has gone for 9 and 116 for 7 then. The Stars in the 19th. So at the moment, Stars not quite where they want to be. Just so 1-7. Money